Hello everyone, welcome to another sketchbook tour here at the Ninja Empire. Well, the reason why I say that is because this book is mostly dealing with the Ninja Empire. So for those of you who do not know, Ninja Empire is a comic book that I work on, that I've created, and well, just like any artist who works on their own stuff has to keep drawing. So that's what this sketchbook is. I hope you are ready to take this tour with me. I'm very happy that you are here with me. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, once again, right, stickered up all over, great stuff. This is, by the way, this is a Denic sketchbook. I really do like the Denic sketchbooks. It's high quality paper. And you can customize your own books, which is really fun, which is something that the Ninja Empire will be doing in the future, just saying. But I really do like the Denic sketchbooks. If you don't know anything about them, please go check them out. Alright, so, you know, my sketchbooks are literally me trying to figure stuff out. Sometimes I know exactly what I'm drawing and sometimes I don't. I'll also do life drawing. So most of this was done somewhere and I was doing some life drawing and then just random stuff. And it is a great place to get warmed up so you get a lot of the bad drawings out. So I know there's a lot of people who think that you can just jump right into drawing. I am not one of those people. I believe that you should, draw a little bit beforehand before you get started. Sometimes you don't have that ability, but I do believe that it is helpful and it allows you to draw better. So sometimes I draw sci-fi stuff. Not often, but sometimes. A lot of robotic stuff. Just because it was in my head and I was like, oh, that would be fun. I was trying to figure out a new display. By the way, this is not it. But I was trying to figure out a new display for what I was trying to accomplish for Ninja Empire when stuff went out. Although looking back at this, I think there's some stuff that I can make work with this. So we might have to revisit. I don't know. But this is not what it was when I got started. So then we just got some really cool, in my opinion, like I really like this drawing of one of the main characters for Ninja Empire. This is Tokoshi. I really like this. I'm probably going to ink this up and make this a sticker. I really like the way this one came out. And then sometimes you find poses online, like I found this one on Pinterest, and I was like, oh, let's just draw it. It's not the same drawing, right? Because I put a ninja on top of it, but it is the pose, right? And so I liked the dynamic pose of it and getting the foreshortening and stuff like that. So I wanted to draw it because I thought it was cool. Practice, right? Just more and more practice. And then, not always, doesn't always work. Like here and here. Who knows what's going on with this guy's face. But, no matter what, I don't really care how professional you are, you will always be practicing. So here's another shot of Tokoshi. I don't know why, but I drew him a couple times here. I'm thinking about doing an art book. Like one of my bucket lists for my career is to have an art book. And I've seen so many people who have created their own worlds and done all that stuff, and they've created their own art book to kind of tell the lore and the history and stuff like that. So that's what I want to do. So that's what I'm starting here, which I think it's really cool. So that's why I want to do it. So be on the lookout for that. And then at this point I was, once again trying to warm up. I know that because I was at a meeting or something and I was drawing these. And then look, see? Look at that. That doesn't work. That's bad. So as I tell my students, your sketchbook is not where all of your finished work should be going. Can you put stuff in here? Absolutely, right? You might actually have an idea and you get it all the way to the ending part. You've inked it, you've colored it, you've done all the things. It looks great. Perfect, right? Especially when you have bigger sketchbooks, what I've realized is the bigger your sketchbook is, the more you're willing to actually do finished work. And so if you have one of these, which is a 6x9, yeah, a 6x9 sketchbook, you start doing more practice. And that's what I'm doing here, right? Just doing poses, because poses is my nemesis. To be honest, it's one of the things that I just can't seem to nail down all the time. So I want to make sure that I practice it. And then we have some character creation. By the way, you are seeing something that will happen. This character in a variation is going to happen. This character is going to happen, and I can't wait to actually fully develop them. This is the next game I'm working on. So not all of the dynamics, but this is the next game I'm working on. And just some more character designs, ideas of trying to do different body types. Like I want really big people to really small people, big people. Yeah, I'm just trying to do that. This was the Black Dragon's wife. So quick drawing of the Black Dragon. I think I was trying to do a superhero. I don't know. I really don't know. And then this is again at a meeting. Like this, when you see stuff like this in my sketchbooks, what that means is there was a meeting, because it just starts somewhere and I'm like, oh, let's draw an eyeball and a nose and mouth. Okay, cool. Here's a head. There's a face. You know, so it's always a meeting. These are meeting sketches. And then I started drawing from Blade of the Immortal. Like one thing that I want to do is have a sketchbook where I just study other comic book artists by drawing their panels and stuff like that, and trying to, just like from before, I think one of the things that we forget to do is something that we did when we first started, which was copying other people. Now, if you say that it's yours, obviously that's wrong. But if you're going, okay, well, I'm drawing this, why is this so much different? Like, why did I not think of this? Or how is this different? How are they holding the hand? You know, how's the wrinkles going? I think that that's important because it's a form of study. And I think that a lot of artists don't allow themselves to study anymore. Like once they get to a certain spot, they stop studying. Now they keep drawing, but they stop studying, right? And that's the big difference. Like I want to be able to keep learning and seeing if I can evolve my style in some way, shape, or form, whether it be in the pencil form or inking form, colorful, whatever. Like I want to be able to keep moving, and by finding people who are absolutely amazing and drawing their stuff, it starts to seep in. And then here, so this was or is Fiction. For those of you who don't know him on YouTube, Fiction, he is the guy who cuts through the bullets, the BB bullets, and does the dances and the cool martial arts videos. I met him in San Diego, and there was a point where it was like, hey, can we do some character design? So I did him, and yeah, he's super busy. So it just kind of was like, oh, okay, well, that's the end of that. But you know, I started drawing to, you know, I got a couple pictures and started drawing him, and then ended up with what he would look like. And I did a full drawing afterwards and sent it to him. More Blade of the Immortal, trying to figure that out. Character designs here for this character that, by the way, does not look like this at all anymore. So that's another thing about your sketchbooks, is you can come in and just scribble stuff, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, great. Like trying to find out, do we put the kind of like mouth guard up or down? Like what are we trying to do here? This was another one of Fiction's crew. I was trying to make him a little bit bigger, and I just made him too tall in the design. So he would definitely work better with this, right? Where he was this big, like I tried to over exaggerate, but was trying to work with it, and I think that I missed the mark on that one. I kept drawing him for a while. See, and then poses, right? Like I draw a lot of poses from people that I see, or just different art, or people doing it. So I'm trying to definitely push the idea of what I can do in my comics and try and make it as interesting as possible. character designs, just some random ideas. This is a version of my dad. So he is in the book. He is the protector of the outcasts. So, like I said, this is a version of my dad. And the big change was mustache. He has a goatee in the final product. Poses. Poses. More poses. See, like I said, I practice poses because I need it. I need it really badly so that when I am out and about or when I'm drawing my comics, I can actually just draw it from memory. I'm like, oh, I remember drawing something like that. So I keep drawing a lot of poses. Then, so this is a 3-marker character design. So I created a character based off of the 3-marker challenge from Olo Markers. If you don't know Olo Markers, definitely go check them out. I'll put a link in the description below with a discount code. Oh, but definitely check them out. Really good markers. But I created this character based on the colors that were given. Oh, here's that character design that I told you I was working on. More drawings from Blade of the Immortal. Oh, this is the rundown of the first arc for Ninja Empire. First 6 issues are broken down real quick here. And then I went to start studying. I started a YouTube channel, or a YouTube series, and it was the 100-day drawing challenge. And so I just would take a day and I would draw on it. And so, right, each day got a page, and I would look at comics and I would just draw them and see what was really good, because sometimes you get some really cool poses. And once again, like I said, I am trying to study, and so like facial expressions, hands for sure, this little slouch here, just trying to absorb everything. And it's one thing to look at it, and it's another thing to actually draw it. Breakdown of issue 1, quick summary. First attempt? 1, 2, nope. Yeah, this is the first attempt at the thumbnails. So I started here and was like, nah, we don't want to do that. We'll start here. And we switch. Olo had some new colors come out, so I got those. And of course we had to try out the colors, see which ones were what. And then we went straight back to poses. Oh no, this is back to that daily drawing challenge. And I drew poses. I figured if I was going to give this challenge to myself and my students and stuff like that, I should actually do something that was going to benefit me, which was to actually do poses. Then I did this, which was one of the poses just with Olo marker, and I found the best skin tone combination, I thought, was that. So that is my go-to skin tone, which is absolutely fantastic. I love that. More drawing other people's comics poses and stuff like that. Like, I'm not trying to pick up their style per se, because my comics, if you see the series, you'll notice that I switch between comics pretty quickly. So, but poses. And then here we start over again trying to do my thumbnail. So the first issue, so issue 1 is thumbnailed and scripted here. And this is what my stuff looks like. This is how I write comics, personally, right? Now, when I do stuff for other people, I write it in a more traditional sense. But when it is for me, this is what happens. I will go, all right, so it'll either be, I have an idea for the page itself, and then I can write what I want underneath it. Or I know what I need to say in that page, and then I'll do the thumbnail. So it works both ways. It's a very harmonious process for me to do art, then words, and then words, and then art. And then I did another challenge, which I failed miserably at, which was to ninjafy. So I do something in August called Ninjagust, and I generally pick some popular product, some popular IP, and I try and make them ninjas and see how they would fit in the Ninja Empire. And so I picked He-Man, and so this was Prince Adam. He then turns into He-Man, I thought it was fun. Then Tila, Skeletor, and then I did Orko. Orko, which I did again, and I actually finished it, so that's what it turned out to be. So, from sketch to final drawing on a sketch cover. Anyway, and then more thumbnails, right? And the thumbnails, because I am scripting the actual comic as we go along, it does span a couple pages. Then another 3 marker challenge from Olo, and more poses, or actually more drawing of other people's comics. All right, and then just trying to come in, and once again, like facial expressions is big for me because I want to try and make sure my expressions get more expressive, and then just different poses as to how people lay things out. Just me trying to study as we move forward. And then here is another go around of what I should make my display look like. Still always trying to figure out that perfect blend between that's too much, that's not enough, and still making it interesting. So character design, character drawings. This was me in Halloween. I'll give you a closer look at that one. Yeah, so that was me in Halloween. I did dress up like that. And just practice upon practice upon practice. And I've been liking this blue pencil. I don't know why. I jump back between blue and red, but and not all of these are great, right? Like I just draw it and try and I move forward. I don't try and wait and be like, oh, I need to fix that. I need to. If I was to come and go, okay, I really need to study this, then I draw the hand, be like, that's not right, and I draw the hand next to it. I'm like, that's not right. I draw the hand next to it, right? But this was me just trying to go and draw and try and absorb something and see what I like. Why did I like it? Put it down, stuff like that, like facial expressions. Right. Really like those facial expressions. And hands. Okay, so these are fun, right? So I have this thing called Little Ninjas, which is this. And it's all the characters from Ninja Empire, just as little chibi people. And the one thing that I want to do, or what I'm thinking about, is trying to make a children's book, right? So I want to make a children's book with little ninjas, and actually it'd be ninjas and have them do all the kids booky stuff as little kids, right? So I think that's going to be fun, and I don't know if I can write a children's book, but we're going to try. All right, just and like I said, a lot of this is just pure study. Drawing, trying to absorb as I draw. I highly recommend taking a book and just drawing, right? You obviously took it and liked it for a reason, and if you're an artist, why not draw it? And then I end on another 3 marker challenge from Olo. So this is kind of a character that I'm designing. These are not the right colors that I would use for that character, but this design itself is kind of the character that I'm going for. So yeah, maybe we'll see. No, it'd definitely be different colors. And yeah, so there you go. So there's the end of that. This was Ninja Empire-ish and study, and I think moving forward in 2025, I want to make sure that I have a book that is just dedicated to Ninja Empire, because I think that would be a lot of fun. right? To just have one where everything in it is like, oh, you know what, I want to do some character design work, or I want to draw my character some more and stuff like that. It'll be in this specific one, so that it's all Ninja Empire all the way. Because I think that would be fun. But what do you think? Do you think that I should just do a sketchbook with just Ninja Empire in it, or is doing it this way fine, where whenever the mood strikes, do some studies, do some drawings, do your meeting notes, it doesn't matter. What do you think? Well, that ends and wraps up this episode of the Sketchbook Tour. I hope that you enjoyed it and saw some cool stuff. Thank you so very much for coming by and checking it out with me. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified every single time that I drop new content. Thank you all so very much, and I will see you at the next episode. See you later.